Hey guys, today's a new video, and let's just get started, I guess. So there's quite a few things to cover, and first of all, don't worry, I will be covering the new skin for the combination card Jiraiya Naruto. As you can see, I already have it. I'll be covering it in a second, but first we're gonna go ahead and cover the carnival thing, which is the Olympic Games. So, this is the final week of the Olympic Games, and yeah, so it's the Taijutsu trial this time. Um, Basically you can get taijutsu medals and you can exchange it for 100. You can exchange them for skin, which goes for Gara. And now what that skin does, it gives you a skill called Great Desert Sand Buried Layer Seal, and causes massive ninjutsu damage to all of your enemies and randomly seals an enemy for 2 rounds and reduces all your enemies' chakra recovery for 2 rounds, with all teammates withstand one skill damage one time. So basically, it provides shields for your teammates, and it um, does a lot of damage to your enemies and randomly seals one enemy and reduces their chakra. Um, yeah, it's just a new skin for Gara. Is it good? I have no idea, honestly. Will I be getting it? Doubtful, but who knows. And then you have Kakashi Hatake Olympic Memorial skin. So if you want Gaara's skin, you're gonna have to exchange 100 Taijutsu medals, and we all know how fucked up and hard that is. But if you want Kakashi's skin, you have to recharge essentially 5,000 gold, which is $160 depending on where you live. For me, it's 160. For other people, it could be more, could be less. Now, as you can see here, if you want the skill, which is called Lightning Cutter Twin Drilling Lights, basically what it does, it causes massive ninjutsu damage to all of your enemies, so it's an AoE attack. Your opposite enemy can't move for 2 rounds. The front row has a very high probability to get the fall, which is essentially a stun for 2 rounds, and has a probability to remove enemies' benefit buff. So basically, say Naruto has 5 shadow clones. If Kakashi attacks him with this particular skill, then Naruto will lose those shadow clones if if Kakashi removes his buff. Finishing that up, today is the Jiraiya Naruto event, so keep in mind that this is a combination card for today. If you want the combination card Jiraiya Naruto, you're gonna have to recharge essentially, let's see, 6,000 gold, 6,200 gold, I believe. Let me find the exact amount. Right over here, I believe it is. Yeah, right here. Yeah, 6,200 gold, and you get the combination card Sage Teacher Student. Now, this combination card is particularly powerful both in damage and in PvP. Honestly, it's one of the better combination cards. As of right now, because of the new skin, spoilers, obviously. As of right now, it's essentially, it can do massive damage with its original skill. On the point to where if you have the right setup, you can do billions worth of damage easily. And then it also has, obviously, if you get it today, you're also going to get the skin called Ninja Root, which it makes it its skill for the Jiraiya Naruto combination card is a very good PvP skill. And I'll explain why in a second. I already have the skill, I'll obviously show it to you guys. But let me get with the recharge first. So, if you want the tier 5 Geta, refining materials, which quite honestly, they're just some shoes for Jiraiya. Don't get me wrong, the stats on the Geta are very good. They're very, very good. And honestly, they're some of the better stats that I've seen in my items recently. At tier 5, they actually compared to the tier 4 Zetsu shoes, Zetsu boots, so that should be impressive on its own. But as I was saying, you can get the tier 5 refining material for 1,000 gold recharged for today. You can't get the tier 5 refining materials any other day, it's only today. And then if you want the skin itself for the combination card, you need to recharge 1,900. So that means if you already have the combination card, you don't have to recharge $200 for the combination card. For the skin, you only have to recharge 60. It's still a lot, but it's a lot less than having to recharge for the entirety of the combination card. Now, if you don't have the combination card, then you need to recharge 6,200 to get the actual combination card. And if you get the combination card today, you're going to get the skin and the, what do you call it? And the get the refining materials and all of the good stuff, basically. Keep in mind that today is a triple gold recharge, so there is always that. Don't worry about gold, I suppose, if you do recharge today, because you're going to be getting a lot of it. Moving on. Quite honestly, I'll talk about the rewards tomorrow for Jiraiya and Naruto, because that's gonna decide the rest of the event. But apart from that, that's really about it for the combination card part of the video. When it comes to recharge, for the Taijutsu King package, if you want the Kakashi's Hatake White Fang Tier 5 refining material, or if you want his skin, or even the champion certificate Taijutsu, you need to recharge $160. 5k essentially. I've already recharged 1,900. I might recharge later on in tomorrow's event, not tomorrow's, next week's event, namely Tuesday through Thursday. I might recharge $100 during that time, but it's kind of doubtful depending on what event is coming up. So yeah, apart from that, not much else to tell. I will definitely be talking about the consumption tomorrow, but today, once again, we're only focusing on the combination card. And as you can see right here, this is the combination card, and this is a new skin called Ninja Root. As you can see, it's Naruto and Jiraiya, and it comes with the skill. Now, this is the original card and skin, the skin card and the skill, which is called Asura, whatever. But we're talking about the Flame-Tailed Beast Ball Earth Release Swamp of the Underworld. So basically what it does, it combines two skills from Jiraiya and Naruto, making them very, very powerful. So the original skill for the combination card is Sage Art Asura Shuriken. You can actually see that in my other video, in this showcase for this combination card. It's a very good skill, and if you don't have the combination card, I would recommend you get it, because it is one of the strongest cards that you can get for damage dealing, and now because of this, it's one of the better PvP cards. So let's see what it says, and I'll explain what it doesn't say in a second. But it says right here, probability entangle all enemies for 2 rounds, cause ninjutsu damage, and a high probability according to blood percentage burning 3 rounds. So essentially what it means is that it does a lot of damage. It has a very good chance of entangling your enemies, which means essentially stunning them for 2 rounds. Excuse me, I burped for a second. And it also has a very high probability to release a flame debuff, which essentially just cuts a certain percentage of your enemy's HP. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade this skill. It's level 70. I need 20 of those stupid ninja dog parks. Change this in a second, and I'll claim my position as number 1 in a second in the arena. Just give me a quick second. So I need 20 dog park. Need to buy those. And we're going to go over here, and we're going to go over here. So right off the bat, let me tell you, before I even start, this particular skin is not for Ninja World War. It's not particularly good for that. It certainly is powerful, don't get me wrong, but you're better off with the Asura, the original skin for the combination card, rather than the skin skill that you can get from the root. So yeah, you're better off with the Asura skill rather than the Tailed Beast Ball skill. So let's go ahead, and that's level 90, yada yada. So here we go. Once again, we have the skill, and what it doesn't say is that it's also, what do you call it? It ignores passives. It ignores backhand. So basically, a Chojito won't attack you back. Not a Sasuke, a Minato won't attack you back with the skill. Now, most of you know that this particular Madara Uchiha, that's Renengan, so okay. One of the Madara Uchihas, for those of you who don't know, actually has a passive which, let's see what went wrong here. Most of the Madara Uchihas, as I was saying, most of the Madara Uchihas have the nasty habit of, hang on, let's see what happens. Why does he not die? Huh. That's interesting. Anyways, as I was saying, sorry about that. I got a little sidetracked. But most of the Madara, one of the Madara Uchihas here has the ability in which he can use a skill called Chibuku Tensei, which essentially makes him immune to any sort of debuffs. And as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and use it on, I believe it's the Chibaku Tensei. No, it's not that one. There you go. See the Renengan? Basically what it does, it stops, it triggers anytime that you attack Madara. If you attack him, it will trigger and it will make Madara immune to any status effects for about 3 rounds, 2 rounds more or less. Um, and because of that, Madara is very hard to put any stats on him, debuffs, because once again, that passive essentially makes him immune to any sort of attacks that can possibly do that to him. Now, there's only a couple of attacks that will actually ignore that, those being the Naruto Hinata combination card, I believe the Diva Path and the Konan Diva Path and Konan combination card, possibly the Raikage and Killer Bee combination card, and also the Itachi Sasuke combination card with maybe the Shisui Itachi combination card being in there for cards that can just basically ignore that backhand. Also, Zetsu can also do it, but he needs either his 100k skin or being gold, bronze, or silver. So yeah, this particular combination card, what it does, it skin skill, what it does is essentially, once again, it entangles all of your enemies. It causes very high damage, quite honestly. It has the ability to give them a percentage debuff, which essentially cuts down their HP. And it also has the ability to just ignore their, what do you call it? Ignore the backhand, which means that it can just ignore the, damn it, what's it called? It can just ignore the damn, I'm drawing up a blank, I'm sorry guys. It can just ignore the backhand, which means that, you know, cards like Minato, cards like, who else? Kaguya, cards like, Chojiro can't attack you back during the skill or can't protect from it. They're just basically very vulnerable to it. Another thing that's worth noticing, this card doesn't do true damage like the actual combination card skill, like the Osoro skill. So once again, this combination card skill is mostly for PvP. The reason it's so useful in PvP is because when you have cards like, say, Naruto and Hinata, you have Zetsu, when you have cards like this, basically what it means is that your enemies can't defend against it. So, it doesn't trigger backhand, so they can just easily attack the enemy, and that's it. That's how it ends. It's not because they win. It's because, not my bad. It's not, sorry, that sounded so stupid. Oh yeah, another thing, it doesn't need to hit to tangle or hit to place the debuffs, as you can see. So that's very nice. But as I was saying, shit. Fuck, I hope they don't die. Okay, that's good. Sorry. It's because, yeah, Tobidama has a nasty habit of killing enemy cards if he even gets to release his skill once. So, yeah, Tobidama's deadly. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, it's just used for PvP. That's basically the gist of this entire little rant. Hopefully this will end soon. It should, but yeah, there you go. See, told you. But anyways, as I was saying, it's mostly useful for PvP, not very useful for Ninja World War or damage dealing. It's actually it's more or less the same thing as the Zetsu skill called Spiritual Manipulation. The only difference is it does on weekend, and it actually does a lot more damage. It's a lot more offensive than Zetsu's skill. Really, that's about it for the combination card. If you're curious, this is what the Tier 5 Geta looks like. Level 130, Tier 5, it gives you 102k stamina, 92k ninjutsu attack, and it also gives you an extra 45k ninjutsu defense, 94k HP to Jiraiya, and it also gives those bonuses to the combination card. So yeah, very good stats. I might actually go ahead and recharge tomorrow because you can get more Tier 5 weapons. Quite honestly, I'm rather disappointed that they didn't release the Tier 5 Fukusaku and Shima, simply because I would have recharged quite a bit for the Tier 5 Fukusaku and Shima, but unfortunately they didn't release it. I can assure you right now I will be recharging Fukusaku and Shima Tier 5 whenever it comes out, because that shit's gonna be dope. But yeah, that's really about it for this part of the video, I suppose. I already covered the events, and I already covered the new skin skill for Jiraiya and Naruto. I showed you the tier 5 Geta. Now a quick explanation. I know I said I was gonna get the tier 5 Mangekyo Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan for Sasuke. The thing is that I realized, quite honestly, I would rather recharge today than recharge $160 yesterday, simply because I would only have to recharge $60 today and I'd get what I need. Whereas if I would have recharged yesterday for the tier 5 Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan refining material, it would have been 160. And honestly, as much as I love this game, I'm not particularly interested in dropping that much cash anytime soon. Once again, next week I might drop $100, and that's a very big maybe. So yeah. Aside from that, I guess this can be a very quick Rin showcase. Let me make sure that she's out of there. So yeah, Rin, she can enhance Minato, Kakashi, and Obito. As you can see here, I have her at 3.2 million, level 105 items, tier 4 everything. She's actually quite powerful. Most of her items give her a very good amount of bonuses, and they also give very good stats just for equipping them in general. And as you can see, the black shirt, tier 5, level 105, 76k taijutsu, 76k taijutsu defense, 76k stamina, with an extra 60k HP and 55k ninjutsu defense to Rin. Rin's headband, tier 4, level 105, 81k stamina, 62k ninjutsu defense with 55k HP and 45k taijutsu defense as a bonus for Rin. Then you have purple silk stockings, tier 4, level 105, 90k stamina and 66k ninjutsu defense. And if you equip it to Rin, she gets an extra 58k ninjutsu attack and 74k ninjutsu defense. You have the tier 4 apron, level 105, 85k taijutsu defense, 55k ninjutsu attack. And if you equip it to Rin, she gets an extra 62k ninjutsu attack and 50k ninjutsu defense. And then finally, her weapon, the red bracelet, level 105, tier 4, 74k ninjutsu attack, a 39k hit, and then 72k HP and 42k ninjutsu attack for Rin. Now, one of these items actually gives her a skill during battle, which is called, let's see what it's called. Gonna go ahead and do that. And hopefully she releases it sometime soon. There you go, Curse of the 7-star sword. Basically increases her ninjutsu attack, and it also does a decent amount of damage. Not a huge amount, obviously, but a decent amount nonetheless. And yeah, so she has quite a bit of a lot going for her, actually. She would be very useful to have in your team, especially if you're a new player. But quite honestly, she really shines in deployments. That's what she's that's what she's made for. She's there to enhance somebody like Obito, somebody like Kakashi. I mean, Obito, as you can see here, Obito is at what? Once again, just kind of beating a dead horse here, but either way, I'm going to show it again, I suppose. 2.6 million worth of combat. Now you put in Obito with Rin as a reinforcement, and he goes from 2.6 to 33.9 million worth of combat. A very nice buff, about 800k worth of combat just going up for Obito. So I mean, she's very useful, I guess. Especially with like somebody like Kakashi, 2.6 million worth of combat. Once again, you put in Kakashi, and there you go. You have a 3.3 million worth of combat Kakashi. And then with the bonuses that Obito and Kakashi get for being together, that's even higher bonus, about 100k extra bonus. And then Rin giving them about, what, 2.6 up to 2.2. Oh, my bad, 600k worth of CP. So, hey, get Rin all the way up to 4 million worth of CP. And Obito will get 800k worth of CP, and so on and so forth. More or less 15% worth of CP of Rin will go to Obito and Kakashi. And obviously, if you have Minato Diamond or Minato whatever status that you have him, he will get that bonus also. Um, Really, that's about it for that showcase, I suppose. It's rather blunt and to the point, but that's really all I got for her. She's not supposed to be a well, she is she's supposed to be a good card and she is, but for higher level players who have been playing this game for a very long time, she's more of a reinforcement than anything because of Kakashi, because of Obito, because of Minato. I'm fairly sure you can get Obito to a 5 million worth of CP if you put in Rin as the reinforcements. Same thing with Minato. Same thing with Kakashi at this point, quite honestly, and that would be impressive because Kakashi has a combination card. Pair him up with Might Guy, and you have a combination card that can go up to 6 million very easily. So yeah, I mean, reinforcements are very important. Um, but yeah, that should be right about it. Gonna go ahead and do daily Q&A very quickly, and then I'm off to sleep because it's 8:12 in the morning, and I go to work at 4 in the afternoon. Need to wake up at 2, so that doesn't leave me with a lot of time to sleep. So yeah, let's go over here. Death battle, yada yada. Screw attack. Luis Rodriguez, and here we go. Diamond Showcase, Kakuzu, and such. Kakuzu. Let's see. How can I get Itachi without recharging 100k gold? Like, what's the chance of spending like 3,000 stamina to farm the lowest Itachi in dungeon? Fairly sure I'm that YouTuber, Meow. But no, really, that's the only way. Honestly, even spending 3,000 stamina, I doubt you would get that. But yeah, you can only recharge for Itachi. How do I get my hit up? Join a clan. Get items. You can get the. I guess this is spoilers for tomorrow, but not really. You can get the Mount Maiboku scroll, tier 3. You can get the oil headband. Those items give you hit, and hit for Naruto is very high. Let me show you a fully upgraded tier 4 Mount Maiboku scroll. And at level 122, tier 4, it gives you 62k ninjutsu attack and 59k hits. And if you equip it to Jiraiya or Naruto, they get an extra 59k ninjutsu attack, 40k HP, and 75 chakra recovery. And they also release a skill called Chakra Sense, I believe, which essentially decreases your enemy's dodge by quite a bit for 1 round. So it's very useful. So there you go, Meow. Did you get the soccer skin, Sajal? Unfortunately, I didn't. Jampreet, any tips on where to get the lightning release Shadow Clone passive? Quite honestly, I don't think you can get it anymore. They only released it twice, I believe. Back in a Kakashi Obito event a long time ago. They might release it sometime soon again, but I don't know. I doubt it. But yeah, the only way you can get it is during an event right now, Jampreet. Meow, honestly, you might have logged in a little too late to get it. Send an email to the devs. Hopefully you'll get your stuff, but if you don't, well, maybe you were a little too late to the party, unfortunately. Like you said, maybe you were just in time, but yeah, sometimes these things are timed, and even if you log in the 7 days, if you didn't log in the 7 days for the event itself during the time that the event was open, then you might not get the reward. Meow. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. How do you beat 1 tails and 10 tails? You can't beat the 10 tails because they haven't released it. Infinite God. I actually logged in because I thought, oh, hey, maybe they released the 10 tails while I wasn't looking. They haven't released it yet. The 1 tails, honestly, he's rather easy. Just have somebody who can deal a lot of ninjutsu attack. The two tails a little bit harder. Just once again, same strategy. If you have a Kuruma Naruto with a good 100k worth of ninjutsu attack, you should easily be able to take down these one tails all the way up to possibly the 5 tails, maybe the 6 tails if you're lucky. But quite honestly, if you're lower level, don't expect to be able to do it rather easily, because the tailed beast, while they're not particularly hard to players like at my level, they're not supposed to be easy. That's kind of the whole point of them. Tailed beasts, they're these pinnacle of fucking destruction. They're the tailed beast. There's no other fucking way to put it, I guess. And sorry for cussing. But yeah, like, they're supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. Obviously, I can give you tips and tricks to take them down easier. But at the end of the day, if you don't meet a certain requirement, you're obviously not going to be able to take them down. Like I said, for the one tails, fairly easy. Just get just about any... Do as much damage as you possibly can on the one tails, honestly. Unless you're dealing, I don't know, 1k hits every single time. And there's nothing wrong with that, keep in mind. You're more than likely going to be dealing quite a bit of damage. If you have the Jiraiya Naruto combination card, as long as the combination card lives, you should be able to take down anywhere from the 1 tails to the 7 tails without too much of a problem. Maybe have a little bit of a problem with the 6 tails because of the poison. But, I mean, yeah. Sorry. Nathan, I want to get Kushina Gold. Is the red hair item in 16-13 the only way? Outside of an event, yes, Nathan, that it really is the only way. You can do a gold 10 draw and hope to get lucky, but more often than not, you won't, and you can only really do the dungeon. Honestly, it's a lot easier during her event because they give away her items, and you can usually get, well, they give away the red hair, and you can usually get those as drops for any random dungeon quite often. But keep in mind that outside of an event, really, you're right. Only 16-13 is really the only way. Can you please make a new account on server 8? I think it's broken. By the way, you helped me so much. Alex, I don't like making accounts anymore. Honestly, it's hard to keep track of them. I have like 4 different ones in the server accounts in the account that I have right now. Lex085. I have one in server 1, one in server 2, server 11, possibly server 8, 9. So, sorry, Alex. Okay, let me see right here. Hey, I just spent $200 for the combo card of Naruto this event and wanted to know how it works right now. It's at 0 for everything, and why is that? Please help anyone. Yeah, you just need to equip a Naruto and Jiraiya, and that's really about it. Yeah, you can't get the card by itself. You need to get the 2 cards that make up the card at the same time as the card. So as long as you put in a green Naruto and a purple card Jiraiya, you're fine. But if you don't have one or the other, you're not going to be able to use a combination card. Hey Luis, do you play... Oh, hi Luis, do you play Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Blazing? If yes, please make a video about the game. Fire Red, can you explain more on that one? Is that a... I think I heard some rumors about a... let me go ahead and check the Play Store. About a... whatchamacallit? Naruto game? By actually... What do you call it? By Bandai Namco. That's that's the actual game. I'm gonna have to look into this because this looks actually pretty awesome, and it's not copyright. So that means that honestly, I can make videos and be rest assured that it won't get taken down randomly. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get this game. I'll make a video eventually for it. So as you can see, I'm gonna install it, yada yada. So yeah, that's really